Hey there, we are checking in and we're going to get some messages regarding our channel's money and investments and get some advice. Okay, so let's ask the angels, saints, ancestors, and guides into our space to provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. And so it is. All right, so let's see what we have here for us. All right, just tap in, let me know you're here and you're present and you're allowing these messages to come for you that are for you. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to support our channel. New beginning. Let's see. Gratitude. There's always something to be grateful for, even in the darkest of situations. Okay, and then it says, now is the time to recognize what is going really well in your life and what you were thankful for. There's a lot to appreciate. And when you're in the vibration of gratitude, then there's this flow. We do have some dependence. There's something here or someone you're clinging to, and it's keeping you from stepping into your light. You have everything you need to succeed, and the only approval you need is your own. I love that. We all have a bit of that. And then we have trust in yourself. You have got this. You've got this. You've worked hard to get this far, and you have the ability to create the things you desire. Learning to trust in yourself and your abilities will take you to the highest timeline. I love that. Any more with this? No. Okay. Now we're going to pull some tarot on these. All right. Let's see here. The life area, money and investments. We're talking about gratitude. Okay, there's dependence on things. We need to trust ourselves in changing times. You're capable of creating the things that you desire. Okay, money and investments for the channel. Let's see. So this is for somebody. There's a need to kind of reflect to find the lesson. Something has happened and it stopped you in your tracks. In reality, it was simply teaching you where you needed to grow. There's no rush or no such thing as failure. So pick yourself up, learn from it, and keep going. And then we have a Knight of Swords. Okay, in reverse. So this tells me like there might be energy of feeling like you're out of your depth, or there was like insincerity, or there might have been someone you dealt with that was a bully and you're grateful for no longer being in this energy. Or there could have been a missed opportunity here, so we'll get more information. Someone could be very sarcastic. Okay, or someone maybe wants to express some sort of message to you, and they could come off like out of control or insincere or impulsive. I'm getting like you would think this person is like a bully. Okay, I feel like there's always something to be grateful for when it came to this situation. I feel like this was a dark situation for you, and now is the time to recognize what's really going well. I feel like there's an energy here that wants to seek closure. I'm not sure it's you. I feel like you have closure. When we first started this reading, we saw a new beginning. So that's kind of like, in the energy, I feel like someone feels like there's disappointment when it comes to the fact that, there's a need to want to move on. But I feel like someone's feeling like there's delays. There's delays to something, or something's not completed. Maybe there's a bit of rework needed here to move forward. And so there could be something that you're holding on to. It's actually keeping you from being in your authentic self, your light energy. Or this could have been an energy that wanted to keep you in some sort of energy of dependence. And I feel like it might have had something to do with like them wanting access to your wealth in any kind of way. I feel like this is an energy I'm picking up here that likes to ride on other people's coattails. And you may have been a person who's very giving, very loving, very supportive, and maybe that's an old version of you, and you would have done people pleasing. You would have like held on to people from a place of not wanting to release them because, you know, there was this codependency here. I feel like you have overcome that. I feel like the lesson that you learned here, finding the lesson, it helped you release attachments to things that, you know, you might have been carrying for quite some time. Because it says there's something you need to let go of. It's either a limiting belief, an untruth, or negative behavior. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. So I'm getting like, that's this Knight of Swords. This is that like either your inner thoughts about yourself, like your self-limiting beliefs, and you kind of like replaying things from the past that may hold you back. So that would be, again, holding on to a limiting belief, or it could be an untruth. Maybe it's an untruth or projection from somebody who was very sarcastic and mean and critical, pessimistic. You're getting narcissist type energy, but just, you know, you've dealt with a lot of people who were insincere. They wanted you to miss opportunities, and they were like attacking you. And I feel like you deal with this a lot. I feel like there's someone here that, you know, may not be having such a great experience in their life area of investments and money, and see that you're doing really well. And there's a need for you to trust in yourself. But I feel like there's an energy here that wants to kind of like seek closure, or there's a need to kind of like, you know, have some sort of caution when it comes to this. I'm going to give us some more on that. I feel like you learned the lesson that you needed to learn, right? And I feel like it taught you a lot. There was a lot of growth here. Knight of Cups, unrequited love. Yeah, so this was someone that you were in a dynamic with. Okay, this energy is in this heartbreaker energy. They're manipulative. I feel like they're in the energy of disappointment. And it's kind of like you're moving on. You've learned the lesson. You've released attachments. You're trusting yourself. You've got this. And now this energy is feeling some sort of way, like they're missing some sort of opportunity with you. And I'm getting like they had their chance and blew it. And so there is no second chance. So they may think that there's a second chance. I feel like there was an offer, they revoked it. I feel like this energy is obsessed. Okay. And this is a need for you to kind of understand, like, the lesson was painful for a reason. There was a need to kind of like remember. Remember. Look at deep emotional cleanse. Okay, lunar eclipse, timing, 3 months. Yeah, this talks about like the subconscious is being revealed. I feel like that's this energy, like the lack of something, stagnation, disappointment. Someone thought they were taking a shortcut, but what I'm getting is it landed them in disappointment. I feel like they had a lot to say, or they typically have a lot to say. I feel like they won't say it to your face. I feel like they're a behind the back kind of person. I feel like whatever you've experienced with this energy, the lesson here was grand. So grand that, you know, you've worked hard for something, and now it's time for you to realize that like it's coming in for you. Okay, your hard work's paying off. And, you know, you have the ability to create the things you desire. And there's this learning to trust yourself again after all that's happened. And I feel like this was a situation of empowerment. And whatever you've learned, you've now been able to, one, make investments in yourself, but also maybe some sort of like change in direction when it comes to career. You also evaluate like what you do energetically invest in. I feel like your abilities will take you to your highest timeline. And so I'm getting like whatever was gained as part of this lesson here is major. Okay. And you're meant to use this going forward. And there's a need to realize that the only approval you need is your own. And that's beautiful. Let's get one more card to close it. Someone is dealing with someone who is like a Queen of Wands in reverse, my way or the highway. So this is someone who's pessimistic, demanding, strong-willed, too many irons in the fire. All right. So I feel like someone didn't invest their time wisely and someone did. And I feel like that's the disappointment here. Someone didn't benefit the way that they thought they would benefit from their actions. They're finding out some harsh, rude truths that what they've created is a mess. Whereas you've learned the lesson, okay? You focused on your growth and healing, and you've made wise investments. And now things are playing out well for you. You've even like released any attachments here. And so you're okay and have accepted the unrequited love, because you'd rather have no love than half-assed love. Like you realize that you now are worth it all. And before, maybe you didn't think that about yourself, but now you do. And now you're not accepting anything less than in any kind of area in your life. Okay? So I feel like that's the message here, is that you're no longer allowing negative behavior, self-limiting beliefs, or some sort of untruth, pessimistic, shit-talking person and whoever they associate with themselves to have any kind of impact on you and your future. And you're trusting in yourself. You're embracing the lessons of life, and you've figured out something major here, and I feel like it's going to pay off. So I hope this finds who it needs, and I will see you on the next reading. The next topic is going to be romance and partnership, by the way. So I'll see you on the next one.